Barnard Castle, Ghislaine Maxwell, and Wuhan have been popular topics of conversation for many of us throughout the year, though there's a good chance we may have been pronouncing them wrong according to language-leaning website Babbel. The small market town of Barnard Castle was thrust into the spotlight in May, when Boris Johnson's advisor Dominic Cummings caused a political storm when he visited the town to test his eyesight in lockdown. But many, including newsreaders, said the name of the northeastern town incorrectly, as it should be pronounced Barnard Castle. Brackets show the phonetic pronunciation Barnard Castle, Barnard Castle, a market town and castle in County Durham, which became much discussed following political advisor Dominic Cummings' highly criticized visit in May. Ghislaine Maxwell, Ghislaine Maxwell, British former socialite, who was known for her association with Jeffrey Epstein and was arrested in July. Kamala Harris, ISS, U.S. politician who became the vice president-elect in November. The Japanese concept of cuteness, which was used as a theme in the 2020 series of Great British Bake Off. Paris, Paris, the capital city of France, whose pronunciation became a talking point following the launch of the Netflix series Emily in Paris in October. Koselig, a Norwegian concept which has become a lifestyle trend in 2020, based around the ideas of coziness, comfort, and warmth. Nevada, the U.S. state, known globally for its largest city, Las Vegas, which played a central part in November's presidential election. Wuhan, a city in China's Hubei province, which was the first place to officially report coronavirus cases. Pfizer, the American pharmaceutical company, which announced a successful trial of a COVID-19 vaccine in November. Jen Hart, the British-born professional cyclist who won the 2020 Giro d'Italia. Babbel commissioned the British Institute of Verbatim Reporters, the UK's leading organisation for subtitling professionals, to identify the prominent and topical words of 2020 that commonly proved challenging for newsreaders and people on television to pronounce correctly. Running since 2016, this annual report is now in its fifth year. The British Institute of Verbatim Reporters is responsible for captioning and subtitling real-time events on television and in courtrooms. Its members have to be professionally attuned to exactly how words are spoken. Other mispronounced words include Ghislaine Maxwell, the name of the British socialite who was arrested in the US in July and accused of procuring girls as young as 14 for late billionaire paedophile Jeffrey Epstein to abuse and perjuring herself in a separate civil case. Her name is phonetically pronounced Ghislaine Maxwell, according to Todd Eresman, senior linguist at Babbel. In a year dominated by politics and the pandemic, UK newscasters have been grappling with Chinese cities, vaccinations, and exemplary athletes. All of these have added some new phrases to our national vocabulary, which may take some practice. The key to language learning is confidence and enthusiasm, so we always say that being good enough to be understood is perfectly fine. But, of course, it doesn't hurt to know how these words are meant to be pronounced, Todd told Female. Surprisingly, Paris, the capital city of France, also made the list this year of mispronounced words. The words became a talking point following the launch of the controversial Netflix series Emily in Paris in October. The streaming service said the name should be pronounced the French way so it rhymed, presumably Emile, Ian while Babbel say the phonetic pronunciation is Paris. Also on the list was Pfizer, the American pharmaceutical company, which announced a successful trial of a COVID-19 vaccine in November. The correct pronunciation is Pfizer as the P is silent. Wuhan, the Chinese city which first recorded coronavirus cases, was also commonly mispronounced this year, and should be said as Wuhan. Kamala Harris, who became vice president-elect of the U.S. in November, often sees her name pronounced incorrectly. ISS is the correct way to pronounce her name, Babbel say.